What's up? What's up, guys? So it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute to the tune of almost 5 years since I've put anything on this channel. So welcome back. As you can see, this is a new background, and I'll kind of give you like a rundown of like where I've been, what I've been up to the last almost 5 years. And I apologize for the mess in the background. That's my kitchen. It's needs some love today. Anyway, so graduated from college in 2019, which is the last time I think I uploaded a video when I was talking about my radio show. So fun fact, I won DJ of the week and was nominated for DJ of the semester. Did not win because the guy who won cheated the polling system. I will die on that hill. Long story short. Anyway, I graduated from school in 2019. It's crazy to think that next year, like I just got an email yesterday from DePaul that my 5-year reunion is next year. And that's really weird to think about because I feel like I just graduated from college literally not that long ago. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been 5 years, but apparently it has been, so here we are. So after I graduated from college, I took classes at Harvard. I did not apply to go to Harvard. Didn't have the grades for that, or I never had the grades for that to begin with. Why am I downplaying myself so much? Anyway, took classes at Harvard through Harvard's extension program, and I took them in person. I've got some family who lives in Boston, so I lived with my aunt and uncle and lived with them in Boston, took classes at night, and really enjoyed that. And then COVID kind of killed that in March. I moved back to Louisville in March of 2020, and then finished my classes, and then had a friend of mine from the place that I worked at over the summer. I worked retail for a sporting goods company during summers and holidays when I was in college, and had a friend of mine be like, hey, you want to reapply? We're hiring. And I was like, cool, yeah, sure. I need something to do and not sitting at my parents' house. And I like making money, so we're gonna do that. Don't know why I'm doing this. We're gonna stop doing that. Anyway, so I went back just as a part-time footwear associate. We had a new store manager, and my friend who had texted me was our footwear lead, and somewhere down the line told me, hey, I'm moving to Evansville, Indiana. And I was like, okay, cool. And he told my store manager who's putting in a transfer. My store manager came and asked me, hey, would you like to be the footwear lead? Thought about it for a couple weeks and was like, yes, I would like to be the footwear lead. And I realized, kind of to backtrack on the whole PT thing, well, Sarah, what happened with physical therapy? Well, I decided that healthcare really wasn't for me. I had done some observation in January prior to COVID, or when COVID was still kind of starting to bubble up to the surface before everything shut down, and was like, you know what? I don't know if I love this. Am I doing this for the money? Because you can make close to 6 figures out of PT school, which PT school is only 3 years, or am I doing this because I'm, am I actually passionate about this? And I just realized healthcare just really wasn't for me, and not something I was interested in anymore. So I ended up just kind of taking a leap of faith and being like, you know what, I've always wanted to do more for this company and for the store that I worked at. So I stepped into a full-time role for the company I work at. It's really hard not to say their name. I became full-time, became the footwear lead, and then did some traveling around to different stores for inventory season, which we usually do around back, I think at that time we were doing around back to school. And so I got to travel to all the stores in our district and help with their inventories and get to know people around the district, and build a better relationship with our district manager and our district loss prevention manager and all of that fun stuff. And then talked to my store manager when I was done with that about becoming a key holder. Before then, we got to meet our president, who's now our CEO, which was really cool and exciting. I actually met our CEO twice now, which is really cool. She was actually at our store here in Lexington earlier this year. I think it was this past summer, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so yeah, I got keys and then was approached at the end of the year being like, hey, do you want to do a leadership assessment to potentially be considered to become an assistant store manager in the future? And I was like, you know what, sure, why not? What is it? I'm not going to get promoted tomorrow. What is there to lose? So 2021 rolls around. I go do my assessment. I ended up moving out of my store. I got transferred to another store in Louisville, and was there for a month on an interim assistant store manager assignment, and then came here to Lexington to do the same thing in the store that I currently work at now. I was interim for about 2 months and then was offered the position, and I accepted it. And I'm now kind of over some different things now in terms of being an assistant store manager. But yeah, I've been here ever since. I moved to Lexington in November of 2021. I've lived here for 2 years now. It'll be 2 years officially at the end of this month. And yeah, it's a great time. I love Lexington. The thing I love most about it is just being able to drive anywhere across town and get across town in like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's really great. Louisville is a lot bigger of a city. I do miss Louisville in terms of like you can get on the highway, get places very quickly. Here there are no highways. Like you have New Circle Road. If you live in Lexington, you know how bad New Circle is. So, but luckily I live super, super close to where I work, so I don't really have to worry about traffic or anything like that. So that's a little bit about how I got to where I am today. So I still work for that company. I've been with that company for now 7.5 years. I love every minute of it, but I am looking at going back to school just because I've thought about I just want to further my development in my career and potentially do something more on the corporate side of things someday. So, which I think would be really cool, just having had in-store experience, seeing how I could help or translate stuff into the corporate side of the company I work for now. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I've lived on my own for 2 years. It's great. I love it. I do see my parents and go up to Louisville here and there. Like this weekend, for example, or actually last week, I was up there for a doctor's appointment. And then this coming weekend, I'm going back to Louisville to spend some time with my parents, especially my mom, because we're going to go see Pink in concert at the Yum Center on Saturday. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's me. So I kind of want to get back into content creating a little bit. So just let me know in the comments what you all want to see. Today is Tuesday, November 7th. And I'm off from work today. Like I said, I work retail, so I get those random nice weekday days off, or days off in the middle of the week, whatever you want to say. You know what I meant. My words just were all jumbled together. It happens more often now for whatever reason. Anyway, that's where we're at. Right now today, I'm working on a Lego set, and I'll wait a second until I show you which one I'm working on, because I was super excited to get it when I went to Target last week or week before. I think it was last week I went to Target and got it. But that's kind of one of my little hobbies that I've kind of been working on since post field hockey. I play golf right now, but I might make some golf driving range content or just golf content in general, maybe when it starts getting warmer, since now we're out of golf season. So yeah, but in the meantime, because it's starting to get colder, I'm letting my one adult obsession fly. It's a little nerdy for a lot of people, but I love Legos. I grew up building Legos as a kid. My brother had almost all of the Lego City sets, and to the point where my dad had built him a training table for HO gauge trains. And before he built him this really big one, he had this little smaller table. Well, he used that as his little Lego city. So any of the sets he built, he would put on there and he'd play with them. And I would always try and help him build the Lego sets. He's like, no, they're mine. And there was one Christmas, one of my family members got him every single Lego set that he wanted, and he lost his mind. But I've always loved Legos, and I, because of that, because he always got Lego sets and I didn't, I always wanted to work on building Legos, or I wanted my own Lego sets. So the first one that I bought, which I'll insert a picture here, the first one was the Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Woods set that I built. So I got that at Target simply because I love Winnie the Pooh. I was born on Winnie the Pooh Day. I just love everything about Winnie the Pooh. It's adorable. It makes me think of my mom and my family, and I don't know why, but I just love Winnie the Pooh. So that was the first one I got. It was a no-brainer for me. I was like, oh my God, this is so adorable. I have to buy it. Clearly, I'm excited about it because I'm talking a million miles an hour. The second one that I got while I was waiting on it, which is actually on the table next to me, is the Vespa. I got that one at Target as well, and just built it because I thought it was cute. I like the color blue. It's my favorite color. And it was a little bit of a challenge to build, so I wanted something that was gonna challenge me. I mean, the Winnie the Pooh one was a little challenging, but this one was even more challenging, and the sun is going away, but that's okay. After that, well, while I was building that, I ordered the Adidas Superstar shoe on Lego's website with the intention to put it on my desk at work, but it's still in my apartment, so I don't think I'm gonna take it into work just because I don't want it to get destroyed. But it looks like a legitimate sneaker, and I love it. And you can actually, fun fact, if you buy a second set, there's a way you can make it so it's a left shoe, because when you build the first set as the instructions are, it's a right shoe. So the instructions to build the left shoe apparently are on the Lego website, or somewhere. You can Google them. I mean, you can Google all the instruction booklets for all the Lego sets, so there's that. After that, I have the succulents little cluster thing. That set, that is on my entry table downstairs. I live in a townhouse, by the way, so it's downstairs. on the entry table right now when you walk in. So you know, you walk in and you're like, oh, this person loves Legos, sick. Just so then you can like prepare yourself to see the other Legos in my apartment. Last one that I did before the one I'm working on right now was the Great Wave painting, and I got that one just because it's really pretty. It was very tedious and time consuming and very challenging because it was a lot of more decorative, like instead of building to like come to like build up a item, you were just you built the frame and then you like use the Legos to like decorate or add like depth and detail to the actual painting. So that was a little bit different. That one I haven't hung up yet, and I need to do that before pieces continue to fall off of it because it's sitting on a shelf on my bookshelf right now. But the one I'm working on right now, I just bought this last week at Target. It was $250. And it's one I've wanted for a really long time, and I've waited and hesitated to buy it just because it is so expensive. But it's a typewriter, and it's clearly open because it's one I'm working on right now. So this is her. I'm so excited to finish building it. But I bought this last week at Target. Like I said, $250. And I was between this and the other set that I really want is the Land Rover Defender, I think it is. My brother has that one, and I got to see it in person. It was at his apartment. I think he had already built it, or he was still working on it. It looked really cool. And that one has a little piece of nostalgia to me as well, just because my dad used to work for Land Rover selling cars. So I thought that was cool. But yes, I'm excited about the typewriter. I've seen this online on TikTok. It came up, or maybe it was like Instagram Reels or something. It came up and somebody was like, oh, look at this, you can type on it. So that's what I'm working on right now. I filmed one time lapse of me putting on the keys. I've gotten through 3 bags now. The second bag I'm a little butthurt about because I got all the way to the end, realized that the piece I needed I used at the very beginning. So I rage quit at night. Luckily I didn't throw the thing at the wall because I really wanted to, and I just didn't do that. Good thing. I set it down. I was like, all right, I'll come back to this in the morning. Took the whole thing apart. Took the piece out that I needed. Luckily it was super easy, but it was just annoying because I had to take all this other stuff apart. It was on these it's a whole thing. I'm not even gonna try and explain it. It just made me so angry. But anyway, we fixed it. We put the keys on. So now I'm gonna try and get through another bag. And with Lego sets like this, I like to space them out. Like the Wave, I spaced out over the span of, I think it took me a month and a half to do. Not just because I needed to take a month and a half. It only really takes a few hours to get these things done. I just like to spread them out just so that way I have stuff to do on my days off, or when I'm coming back from work and I just need to get my mind off of something. I'll turn on some music, turn on a TV show, and I'll mindless TV show and just work on it. So just for background noise. But I'm gonna be working on this. I'm gonna do another time lapse of another bag that I've been working on, and yeah, we're gonna do that today. So please enjoy. I'll be listening to some music on my Echo Dot in my kitchen while I do that today instead of watching TV. So enjoy the time lapses. Okay, as you can see by the fact that the lighting sucks, it is much later. Actually, when I filmed the time lapse for the 4th bag that I just did for the Lego set, it was a couple hours in between me vlogging and this now, and I obviously have my glasses on. I could have had my glasses on earlier, but the glare from the window was too much. But it is now 5:15, and I need to clean up my kitchen a little bit because what you don't see is some mail and some dirty dishes in my sink and just other stuff that just needs to be put away. And then I'm going to make dinner. So tonight I am making crispy gnocchi with Brussels sprouts and a brown butter sauce, which I have a recipe from the New York Times cooking app. Greatest thing ever. So I'm gonna cook that. I'm gonna chow, and then I'm gonna just hang out the rest of the night. But yeah, I'm gonna cook that really fast. I'll probably throw some clips in there of me cooking it. And yeah. Not even kidding. I just like started talking and realized I wasn't recording. So take 2. So this is the final product of my crispy gnocchi with Brussels sprouts and brown butter sauce. I did put some Parmesan on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this. The recipe for this is on the New York Times cooking app. I linked it on my Instagram story today, but it will not be today when I post this, so we'll see how that works. But I'll try and post the link down in the description below. I pay for that subscription to that app because I cook all the time, but it's super easy, super delicious. And I love Brussels sprouts, low-key. And I know they're not for everybody, but you know. But that's it for today. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna drink my Pellegrino because I don't feel like, this is like the kind with like the juice in it. It's not like the actual like sparkling water, but I don't feel like drinking water right now. I just am feeling something different. So that is what I am going to do the rest of my evening. I'm gonna eat this and then I'm just gonna hang out. So I'm gonna end the vlog there. So thank you for following along with me today. If you've made it this far, let me know down in the comments what else you'd like to see. I am going to continue to do my typewriter build. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll probably be posting more time lapses of me working on that on there. And you can follow me on TikTok as well. I don't really post on there that much, but maybe I'll post some time lapses of that on there. We'll find out. It's all Foye 34 right here. So with that being said, thank you all for watching and I'll see you in the next one.